process begins with the preparation of the wicks. When Manuel has enough turns to fill the octagonal wheel, he cuts the wicks and ties a knot at each end. He hooks the knots of the wicks he has prepared onto each of the nails on the slats. Manuel tightens the wicks to keep them perfectly vertical. The nook is a container that holds about 30 liters of a liquid mixture of paraffin and beeswax. The time comes for immersing the wicks in the nook, so they start gathering layers of wax. As the wicks are dipped into the hot liquid wax of the nook, it adheres to the cool surface and forms a new layer that solidifies upon contact with the air. Manuel applies each of the 25 or 30 layers needed for a normal-sized candle. Assisted by iron counterweights that serve to tension the slats, he inserts the candles being formed into the nook and removes them with a new layer of wax. Well, we're done now. What I'm going to do is separate the candle from the counterweight we used to tension the wick. And it needs to be done while it's hot. It's better for it to be hot so we can later remove the wax on the iron. Manuel removes the solid wax and puts it back into the cauldron to use later. As the wax melts in the heat of the fire, Manuel arranges rows of iron so the candles remain perfectly cylindrical. Here, unlike when we started, where we only did a single layer, here we do all the layers needed to reach the thickness of the row we've inserted. Here, it's advisable for the mixture to be at a lower temperature than when we started. Our friend, the candle maker, resumes the immersions, but blowing on the top of the candles, because the head is always thinner. So by doing this, it can get thicker. This time, the immersions are consecutive and of shorter duration so that more layers of wax adhere until the candle exceeds the thickness of the holes in the row. Now it's really important to be careful when removing the candles so that the head doesn't come out deformed. Manuel will have to repeat the process of passing the candles through the rows several times until the thickness of the head is equal to that of the entire body. Now I'm going to set up another row with 2 Limonero more than the previous one. It's time to place new rows with larger holes to continue immersing the candles in the liquid wax. As the thickness increases, they start sticking together. They start merging. Now the proximity is closer. You can see that the candle is gaining from the... It's noticeable in the head. Well, now I'm going to remove the ones with 20 tips to switch to slats with 10 tips. The candles have become so thick that they stick to each other when taken out of the liquid wax. To avoid this, Manuel replaces the 20-tip slats with ones for 10 candles, increasing the separation between them. Again, the candles are immersed in the liquid wax, but this time in batches of 10 units. When they reach the thickness of the holes in the rows, the candles are considered finished. This artisan has now finished the candles and removes all the wax from the nook before it solidifies. Once the candles are finished, Manuel cuts them with a small saw to the desired measurements and prepares the head and base for packaging and delivery to his customers. Well, the candle is now finished and cut. Now we have to pack it in. We make packets of 10 candles and wait for the buyer to come.